good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. You know, I want to speak to you about some of the festivities and what it really truly means to be under the attack of Satan by those who are submitted to him at his will. You know, in one location, we had the police to actually come to one of our home assemblies, guns drawn, blazed, the whole 9 yards. And you know what they did that for? All because some grandmother seen a mark on the behind of her grandchild, and they reported one of our daughters of Zion, and on the false allegations of abuse or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is. I mean, after all, the Bible says, you know, we, according to the faith, the King James, that we, according to our faith now, freedom of religion, that we are allowed to discipline our children with the rod of correction. Well, religious people believe that until they do not like what you believe. And it's utterly amazing to me in this country that we live in. Everybody has freedom of religion. Everybody has freedom of all these freedoms and stuff until somebody starts telling you the truth. You see, when you come to this channel, that's why it's called Straitwaytruth, or you hear me preaching and teaching, it's not because I'm lying to any of you, none of you whatsoever at all. And religious people are very adamant, very, very adamant about attacking us in any way, shape, fashion, or form that they can. I'll give an example right here for a second. And now we have a girl, a young lady that's soon to be 19 years old. You're going to hear her for her own self. I've never met her, and I have never laid eyes on her or met her in person. I've seen her through this video. I've seen a photo of her. Sister Carol and I have never met her. Yet and still, she has been following the ministry faithfully. And now all of a sudden, you got these parents and you got everybody else that, I'm going to let her testimony be since people like hearing from people themselves. And you wouldn't believe the phone calls we've been getting. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. After this world, when a woman is 18 and a half years old, she is considered grown. Isn't that right? And I don't mind telling you that if you ever really truly wanted to know if you are in the faith or not,
Bible,
listen to this. If you want to know you're in the faith or not, just start doing the truth. I want to read everybody out here something that the book says, and we're going to play a video of this daughter of Zion because, you know, these lying parents, it's just utterly amazing. And I'm not going to say any more about that. I'm going to let her do the talking, okay? She made a video and said, Pastor, I made this video, and I'm sending it to you. Okay, and I'm going to put it out here for everybody else to see because people don't mind calling us a cult, which I don't mind that. Believe me, I have big shoulders. I do not mind I've been called names all of my life in this country. I've been unaccepted in this country. So it doesn't trouble me or bother me whatsoever at all. But at the same time, I'm not a weak man by any stretch of imagination. But this is what the words of Jesus said, and this is what he says himself. He says over in Matthew the 10th chapter, this is what he says, in the 34th verse. Get your King James Version of the Bible and read along with me. He says, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. The sword. The sword is the word. All right? For I am come to set at variance. That means at odds or against. I come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's own foes shall be they of his own household. And he says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Now, it's amazing how all you Christians out there, you can believe your lies, You can believe your fabrications and everything else, and we say nothing about you. See, we're not religious, we're in the faith. But when people come to following the straightway truth, keeping the commandments, and when you watch how our daughters of Zion, both young and old, carry themselves, it's amazing how they're discriminated against, they're scorned, they're mocked, they're ridiculed, and they're persecuted in their own families. And when it's time for people out there to stand up for truth, justice, and righteousness, we hear nothing from you. Could it be that many of you out there have the same attitude and the same spirit as the people of this world? Could it be? But those of you who are in the faith, not in religion, you comprehend what I'm saying. Well, anyway, their mother and her father has not stopped in their threats and their accusation and their lies. And that's the reason why I'm here. Because I want to attach this video to the end of this, and because I have her permission to do this. And I'm going to let you hear the words for yourself. And what you're going to see is you're going to see a young woman hurt because of the behavior and the things that she's had to endure, all because she doesn't want to live a life of fornication. She didn't want to run around with boyfriends. She wanted to keep herself holy and pure. All she wanted to do was serve Jesus. That's all, in peace and quiet. And all she has received for the last 5 years of her life is nothing but hell on earth. And I can't blame her for wanting to get away from all of these devils. I can't blame her one bit. One bit. And I know that some of you're just so messed up in your mind that even if the truth's sitting right here in front of you, you can't accept it. I'm sorry, but she's holy. She doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't wear pants. That's her choice. That is her decision. Why can't y'all just be at peace with that? Now, not that we're asking for your opinion or your credibility whatsoever at all, because we're not. Any way, shape, fashion, or form. But let's see how this goes. And you're going to see what manner of spirit people are of today. Because this is a very heartfelt, a very moving, and a very touching testimony from Sister Jordan. And I back her up 100%. But you know, the thing about it here in this earth, there's nothing that her parents, that narcissist Jezebel mom, can do. No, nothing. Because after this world and their laws, she's grown. And you know the sad part about it is, she's in better hands with the saints of the Most High Yah than she's ever been with her own family. Listen to Jordan. Draw your own conclusions, make no difference, but I figure since they're out here on Facebook fabricating, making lies and stuff and just inflating the situation, she don't even want to talk to him, and I don't blame her. And that's one thing about it. You know, I myself, I cannot jump in a vehicle or pick up this telephone right here and actually speak to a natural family member on my mother or father's side. I didn't make that choice and decision. They made that choice and decision because they can't control me. I will not be rude and dominated. I'm not going to celebrate your Christmases and your Easters and your Sundays and all your pagan holidays and your false American dream stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to follow the Bible. Now, if all you are so secure in what you believe, I've asked 1,000 times over, where are your preachers and where are your teachers at? Where are they at? What are you afraid of? The truth? I know what people are afraid of. They're afraid of change because we tell the truth. Check it out. But anyway, we love you, Sister Jordan. Stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. All Israel is with you. Here's Sister Jordan.
Shalom, this is Sister Jordan. I've come before you today to dispel lies and rumors that have been spoken against me and against the ministry of Straitway and my pastor, Pastor Dowell. This all started, I could say, when I came into the faith 5 years ago when I was 13 years old. It started when I stopped eating pork and I started to change my dress and I started to desire to be holy. And my parents came completely against me. Fast forward until now, I'm 18 years old. And I just recently moved out. They claim that I'm missing. They claim that they have no communication with me. And just saying all these lies, saying things like I changed my flight to Alabama when my flight really went there in the first place. Through all these 5 years, I've been in the faith since I'm 18 and a half now, and I legally moved out of my parents' house, and I'm not missing at all. Through all these 5 years, they've taken away my internet. They've taken my phone so that I can't hear the messages. They screamed and hollered in my face that they're going to call the police on me if I leave the house. They told me, if you leave to go be with those people, I'm going to take your ass and bring you back home. So why, you might wonder, why this intelligent, clearly intelligent young woman wouldn't tell her parents what address she's going to? With all these harassments and all these threats, calling the so-called FBI, which I really think they were fake men, just coming and harassing me, trying to preach to me Jesus to get an address from me, which the FBI would already have. FBI doesn't investigate 18-and-a-half-year-olds moving out of their parents' home. The government wouldn't even look at that and consider. My parents are just tearing my name down the last 2 weeks that I was living there because I didn't have to tell them I was leaving. I don't owe them that. When you move out of your parents' house, you don't owe them, say, this is where I'm going. You don't. But I thought it would be honorable to tell them I'm moving to Georgia. And I did. And hell was raised. The last 2 weeks of me living in their house was living hell. Screaming and hollering in my face. Taking my things. I took my birth certificate and I kept it because I thought that's something I could keep. But even then, they went through my baggage and they took that from me. Taking my military ID from me. Taking my laptop from me. You know, calling the so-called FBI to come speak to me and everything. And I don't desire to speak to them or communicate. I told them I would text them when I make it. And I did. And I turned my phone off because with everything that happened, you know, I'm going to hold this opinion about these people until I see true fruits of repentance. Because I don't want to go back to a hostile environment like that. I want to serve the Father with these people. Because I know I couldn't do it forever by myself. 5 years is a long time, and it was time to go. And I've never been so happy in my life. I've never been so at peace in my life. These are such honorable people, more honorable than my parents have ever been to me. Pastor Dowell, I've never met him and his wife, such honorable people in my life. The people here in Georgia, the Israelites, never met more honorable people. Yes, they clothe me, they take care of me. Yes, I work on the land. This is a life to live, and I'm not going back. So no, Jordan West is not missing. Jordan West is not in Alabama. Jordan West is with the Saints, and she's at peace! Ah!